Let the madness commence. It actually already has after yesterday. We will get to that. It's the Two Guys, Two Seamen podcast. March Madness is finally here. And to entertain that spectacle with me is Chad and Michael. What's up, guys?
Howdy.
Go UConn.
So it's finally here. We've talked about it for a month and a half, and it's finally upon us. So let's get into it. We're gonna give our our biggest upset that we have for the bracket. We're gonna do our final fours. We're gonna mention our champion. We're gonna give a score, and then we'll hit headlines from other sports towards the end. But it's mainly March Madness today. Unfortunately, Kyle's not here, but we do have his bracket, and we'll bring that to the forefront as well. All right, let's just get right into it. Obviously, this year UConn is looking to go back to back for the first time in tournament history since Florida did it back in 2006, 2007. They obviously have a great chance of doing so. They are the #1 overall seed. And they have also won 5 titles since '99, which is crazy. I didn't realize that until I looked it up today. But yeah, basically one every 5 years.
Yeah,
Must be nice.
UConn is always in it. They'll be out of it for a little bit, but they're always back into it. I mean, 2014 when they won, after the year after Louisville won, no one saw that coming. Literally, they came out of left field. They were an at-large bid.
Yeah.
Like they were okay.
Coach Ollie.
But oh my God, they just stormed the tournament. Last year, they didn't. I think they beat every opponent by double digits. Every single one.
I believe you're right. Yeah.
Dominant. Also, March Madness is awesome. You get to pretend you get to work, and then you get to check your phone every 3 seconds. I put a lot of bets in. A lot.
My phone is running. My iPad's running.
Yep.
Oh, I might take David's iPad to work this time. Just have 3 screens going.
Michael, what do you think, Michael? You got anything to say about March Madness?
Madness, man. It's a lot of basketball to watch.
Did that baseball game dumbfound you?
I set my alarm to wake up and didn't get to watch anything but the last out, which I'm glad I didn't wake up before the crack ass of dawn.
Yeah, 3
a.m. Yeah, no, that was a terrible start time. And they're going to do it again tomorrow morning. I'll try again. I'll set my alarm, see if I can wake up, but probably not.
Not worth it.
No.
I don't understand this. I really don't. Like, they couldn't wait till May to do this. May or June.
I don't get it. I don't get the. I mean, I understand why. It's to make money. It's to expand the brand. That's what it's about. The MLB doesn't care.
But not your quote unquote opening day.
I know.
That's
sacred in baseball.
It is, and you don't screw. Hell, I even know that. So you don't screw this up. Like the NFL's about to do it too. It's now at least we'd be able to watch it.
Philadelphia's home opener is in Brazil.
That's what I'm saying. Right. Exactly. Yeah, the NFL's about to do this, except it's not going to be
ridiculous.
At 5 a.m.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
NFL, the overseas games for NFL seems totally unfair.
And it shouldn't be a home opener.
No. Those season ticket holders don't deserve that. Doesn't matter what team it is. They pay a shit ton of money for those tickets. There is no reason in the world they should lose out on a game
They're
because
still human beings, even though
put it in
they're
Brazil.
even though they're Eagles fans. They're still human beings.
All right, we'll get to baseball here in a little bit, but March Madness. So before we get to our brackets, go around the horn. Favorite memory from March Madness history. What is yours?
Michael, you want to go, or you got one locked and loaded?
Yeah. I've got one. And I'm self-admit I don't pay attention to the history of the March Madness. I mean, I watch it and I enjoy it, but I'm a casual watcher. It's just fun to watch it, and I like watching the motions. But I definitely was tuned in last year when San Diego State was making their run to the championship game, and that semifinal game that they had, and Lamont Butler hit the buzzer beater. That was definitely my memory. I'm sure not a lot of people else would put that up there, but got them to the championship where they got smoked by UConn. So that's probably why most people don't remember it. But that's all I can really say is in my lexicon of March Madness history. Don't really have too many other memories.
Okay.
I have a few honorable mentions. I'm not gonna go into depth, but 2015 Final Four, Wisconsin, Kentucky's won. I just remember it so vividly where I was at and everything. That's one. There's the shot to beat North Carolina by Villanova. I think that was the Villanova.
Yes.
That was insane.
Yep.
That's
what you dream about as a kid,
right?
Hitting a game winner for a championship.
And FDU last year, Virginia losing in the first round as a 2 seed, and then winning, the next year.
Yeah,
that's pretty wild. But the number one thing is obviously 2013 that actually happened. You can go search on YouTube. It really did happen. Louisville beat Michigan in the national championship. And this week, I just saw a Michigan fan post on Facebook. They're still butthurt about that game. Still butthurt. And it makes me so happy. Because,
I actually...
their fans are such assholes.
I know. When I was going over the history of March Madness and the champions...
Yeah.
They still have an asterisk next to that one.
It's wild that they haven't given it back.
Yeah, it's still on the.
This may
the
be
only one that has an asterisk.
This may be some old information, but that's the only time this has ever happened in the history of the NCAA. Not just men's basketball, everything. That a title was taken away for recruiting violations that Rick Pitino was not involved with, and he got exonerated. But they were after him. They wanted him, so they killed Louisville. They killed us. They put us back to the Stone Age. Chris Mack tried to bring us back, but he failed. Sorry, I'm done. Sorry. But we did win the 2013 national championship, and I will always remember it. The path to get there, Derek Ware, or whatever his name is, broke his leg against Duke. It was a memorable tournament.
Dude, I'll never forget watching that live. And then I swear to God, the next 6 months at the park, nobody jumped like that. Like nobody. It was that fear. I mean, you just had that fear that it was going to happen to you. Yeah, so
I do remember that. That's hard to forget.
Yeah, that's
pretty graphic.
Pretty brutal.
That was bad. And then Louisville wore their jackets over their basketball uniform was his number when they came out for the national championship, and he was there in a wheelchair on the sideline or a sideline, the their bench.
Yeah. So real quick, I do have a mention of most upset I've been for March Madness. Chad, you already mentioned it. The end to our perfect season in 2015, Kentucky losing to a white guy from Wisconsin.
Frank Kaminsky.
I
Frank
just
the Tank.
it's crazy to think that Devin Booker and Karl Anthony Towns were on that team, and they could not beat Frank.
Crazy.
Like it's just, it still blows my mind. The Twins were on that team. I mean, it just,
College ball's
and then
completely different than the NBA.
I know. And then the year before that, we lost in the title game against UConn. That's that's why the Twins came back. That's why the Twins came back for 2015, because they lost in the title game. But honorable mention for greatest memory to me was 2018 UMBC, first ever 16 seed beating a 1 seed in March Madness over Virginia. They not only beat them, they annihilated them. Like, it wasn't a last second shot. UMBC won by 20. They annihilated Virginia.
Virginia's not good. They're never really that good. Their offense is not good.
Well, to be fair, they just recently won a national championship. So.
With defense.
I know, but still, I mean, they still won. So honorable mention to that, and that was crazy. Watching that live was just insane. But obviously, my favorite memory is a year before Chad's, 2012. Anthony Davis, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, winning the national championship. But on the way to the national championship, in the Final Four, we had to beat Louisville first.
Yep.
So that was that game was crazy. Yeah, I forgot who it was. One of y'all's guard hit a 3 to tie it at 59, and then I think Cal called a timeout, and it just Kentucky never looked back after that. But that was obviously my favorite memory so far. Was having number 8 raised. Hopefully we can get number 9 before I
Cal's
die.
dead. Porzingis. Oh my god. Yes. Sorry.
So Chad is live reacting to the Celtics.
Porzingis blocked out 2 dudes and then dunked it.
Oh my god. All right. Let's get to our brackets. So obviously I mentioned Kyle's not here. We're gonna go over. You want to do Kyle's stuff first, or do you want to do it last?
I mean, we can do whatever. We'll do it after ours.
Okay. All right. So the first thing that we're gonna mention is our biggest upset through the bracket. So, just mention the seeds, obviously, and then what team you have beating that team. I'll go first. I have number 13 Samford beating number 4 Kansas. I think that this actually should be a relatively easy win because Kansas sucks. They don't have 2 of their top players. So easy money to me, to be honest with you. So that's the upset that I have as of right now. I almost went with another 16 seed over a 1 seed.
Which one?
I almost picked it.
UNC?
I almost picked it. Yep. It was it was UNC. Not UNC.
Purdue again.
Purdue
Again?
losing. Yep.
No.
Yep. Yeah.
They can't go
2 years in a row.
They can't go back to back.
Zach Edey can't get out of the first round of the playoffs or of the tournament. Oh man, how great would that be? But no, I decided, you know what? Let Purdue win a couple games and then lose in the Sweet 16. But that's my upset. Samford over Kansas.
All right, I'll go with mine next. I also have Samford over Kansas.
Okay.
But I also have New Mexico beating Clemson and then going on to beat Baylor. Clemson is the ACC weak ACC. I know that for a fact because the Louisville is in the ACC, so that automatically makes them the weakest conference. Our top cream of the crop didn't even win the tournament. Not even our top 5 won the tournament. NC State won. They're terrible. Not terrible. Not great. So I got New Mexico beating Clemson and then beating the shit out of Baylor because Rick Pitino's son is they won the tournament. New Mexico won the
Mountain West.
Yeah. That's a tough
I know, but
tournament.
Real quick. Real quick. How does the Mountain West get 6 teams in? And the Big East only gets 3.
Yeah, it's
Look,
a crime.
what are we doing? What are we doing?
West was stacked this year.
No, it's a crime.
No, it's
favoritism.
They all of those people should be drug
That
tested.
sounds like East Coast bias over there.
No,
You gotta give some love to that West Coast.
Seton Hall, St. John's should have gotten
St. John's, absolutely.
I don't. What Rick Pitino won? They won 5 straight before in the regular season.
Yeah, didn't they beat the shit out of Creighton?
Yes.
Didn't he say himself his team's terrible?
He did that to
That was
motivate.
like
you
2 months ago.
See, you didn't even
Out of
listen
context.
to him. It wasn't out of context.
Yeah,
but
well-
he explains himself that he's just trying to motivate his players, and they respond to that positively by going out and fucking beating the shit out of Creighton.
Yes.
They want to play
He
hard
shoulda-
for him.
He should have done it a game sooner because obviously it wasn't enough. It wasn't
Apparently
soon
not.
enough.
I think that was his mistake. He
Bad
has to own
timing.
that one. But yeah, I don't know. I think. I mean, I also have Grand Canyon, but like, I don't know. We'll see. We got a lot of upsets in my bracket.
See,
what
real
do you
quick,
got?
Michael, before you go, real quick. There was a lot of upsets over the year, over the season. A lot of unranked teams beating ranked teams. I think that pretty much ends in the March Madness. I think it ends. Sorry, Michael. Go ahead.
Oh, it's all good. So I also matched your upset of New Mexico over Clemson, but my biggest upset is McNeese over
Oh.
Gonzaga.
Ooh, I have a stat about McNeese whenever you get done.
That's actually not a bad pick, to be honest.
And I have 0 backing on any of my picks because I did not watch more than like 5 minutes of the entire NCAA basketball season of any games. So I would say McNeese because Gonzaga used to have that guy with the pedo stash, and screw Gonzaga. Was that Morrison? Adam Morrison? Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Screw that guy. I hated his pedo stash.
So McNeese, this team played a team called the University of Mississippi for Women men's basketball team. They played, I'll repeat that again. They played against the University of Mississippi's for women men's basketball team. That's the name of the school they played. They beat them. It's a Division III school. They beat them 90 something to like 20 something.
Why do games like this exist?
Why?
I don't.
Why? I didn't even know this college existed or university existed. I didn't know that they allowed men, and I didn't know that they had a men's basketball team. I figured for women meant it's for women, but apparently it's not. It's you can go there as a dude, or I guess whatever you identify as.
99% acceptance rate. So you got a good chance to get accepted.
Yeah. and get blown the fuck out by McNeese. All right.
No, but actually, that's not a bad pick, to be honest with you, there, Michael. McNeese is. I've heard a lot of the analytic people talking that they have a good chance of upsetting. I just lost who they're playing.
Gonzaga.
Gonzaga, yeah.
Zags.
So it's not a bad pick.
I do remember Gonzaga was shitty at the beginning of the year. So kind of a down year for them in terms of where they're usually at.
Yeah, I mean, they did beat Kentucky this year, so
Who?
want Gonzaga.
That was early on in the season, though, right?
No, we had to play them in the middle beginning of SEC play.
Oh.
It was like after SEC play started, which I thought was stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Why would you have a game like that in the middle of conference play? But whatever.
Are we ready for Kyle's pick?
Yeah, Kyle's biggest upset.
All right, Kyle's biggest upset was not any of those. He did have one other upset other than the one I'm about to mention, which is Oregon. But this one is a bombshell. Number 2 Marquette loses to number 15 Western Kentucky. Then Western Kentucky plays 7 seed Florida and beats them and moves on to the Sweet 16 to the second weekend.
And does he have him winning that game?
He does not, against Kentucky.
Okay. I'll get him drug tested this week.
Yep, so that's his upset.
Okay.
Number 15. I mean, I don't know what the line is on that game, but I guarantee you it's probably about 20.
I mean, it's March Madness, so
I mean, it could happen. I mean, it's crazier things have happened. Literally.
15s beat 2s more often than you think. I mean, it wouldn't honestly be a big shock, I guess. The spread's 14.5 right now for Marquette. So
yeah, so it's double-digit spread. I mean, it could happen. Anything can happen. It's March Madness, like we said. But Western Kentucky, are they even in the KenPom ratings? Let's see. Western Kentucky. They are 133 ranked. Marquette is ranked number 12. So you're saying there's a chance?
Well, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'd like it because that would help Kentucky's chances of getting out of the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind it. All right. So those are our biggest picks for upsets. So, obviously a lot of games are about to be played. We're not going to go over every single one of them, but we are just going to jump to our Final Four. So we're going to provide our Final Four, and you want to provide everybody's Final Four at once, or you want to do all the way through for everybody?
Let's do our Final Four champion and the final score.
Do it all at once?
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well. Let's just go through. We'll roll through all of this.
All right. Let's roll with Kyle's first.
Okay.
You have Kyle's up? Yeah. Let's do his first.
Yeah, let's do his first. All right. Kyle. He has coming out of the East region, UConn. UConn is the favorite, obviously. And then the West, they're going to face Clemson, and number 6 seed.
Okay.
Interesting.
I am writing this down. So
okay. And out of the South region, we have Houston, number 1 Houston. And from the Midwest region, we have number 3 Creighton. And in the championship, we have UConn versus Creighton, a Big East matchup. He has Creighton winning, and the total number of points scored, 169. Nice.
Okay. Okay. All right. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. So with my final four, I have coming out of the East, Iowa State. They will be facing Baylor out of the West, so that's a 2 versus 3 seed on the East-West side. Then on the other side of the bracket, I have the number 1 seed coming out of the South, Houston, and my lowest seed in the Final Four coming out of the Midwest is number 7 seed, Texas. And so my Final Four is Iowa State, Baylor, Houston, Texas. And my championship is going to be Iowa State, Houston, with the Cougars getting the dub, 79-76.
Okay. Wow. So those that are watching or listening, normally you would want to follow the people that don't know anything about college basketball, because they don't, there's no heart in it. There's no overthinking it. So, of the four of us, Michael's bracket might be the best one to try to follow, since there's no thought process.
No rhyme or reason at all.
Exactly.
I mean, I didn't pick very many upsets. There's only like 2 upsets, more or less. And that's probably going to come to bite me. It's hard to predict the upsets, but yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll have the best bracket.
Iowa State over UConn's a pretty good upset, in my opinion. All right,
Yeah.
Chad.
All right, for mine, I have UConn, obviously, coming out of the East. They're going to play number 2 Arizona. I don't believe in North Carolina making it all the way there.
No.
And then in my South bracket, side of the bracket, I have Kentucky, number 3 Kentucky, against Purdue, number 1 Purdue, coming out of the Midwest. So UConn, Arizona, Kentucky, Purdue. And I have a UConn Purdue final with a Purdue win. I just have the total. It's 146.
Yes. Wow. Going from losing to a 16 seed last year to national champion this year.
Hey, did Virginia not do that?
No, they did.
Okay.
No, they definitely did.
Well, then why are you acting like it's crazy?
Because
why are you acting like it's crazy?
Because I think that Zach Edey's overrated. And I don't think they're as good as people think they are.
But I still think they can do it.
I would not like that matchup, by the way, for Kentucky. That'd be a bad matchup, because that just wouldn't be good.
No,
would not be good at all.
No.
But I wouldn't mind Big Z being in there as our center. That would pull Edey out from the paint, because he has to guard him. He can shoot.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't be able to stay in the paint. So that would be our only chance of beating them. But all right, for me, out of the East, this was actually tougher than I wanted it to be.
Dude, the East is tough.
It is. It's really tough. UConn, Auburn, Iowa State.
Like,
they
have Iowa State. They
Illinois,
won the Big 12. UConn won the Big East. Auburn won the SEC. Like,
yeah.
Illinois won the Big 10. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't.
Fuck?
I don't get it.
And you have the runner-up in last year's national championship, San Diego State.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, this bracket is wild.
It is, but fortunately enough for UConn, of Iowa State, Illinois, Auburn, San Diego State, they're only going to have to play 2 of them. They don't have to play all of them, So that'd be a benefit to them. But it was tough for me because I think in the East that Auburn gives UConn its biggest challenge. And I was really fighting with Auburn beating UConn, but I think UConn's too good. They're dominant, and it's hard for me to pick anybody other than them in the East. So that's what I'm rolling with, UConn. Out of the West, we have a lot of those pretenders that you were mentioning throughout the last couple weeks, Chad.
Yep.
Alabama being one of them. But I'd see North Carolina losing in the Sweet 16, and I have Arizona coming out of there. So UConn versus Arizona. And then in the South, this is more of my heart than my mind. I have Kentucky reaching the Final Four, and I have them facing Creighton. So UConn, Arizona, Kentucky, Creighton. And then I have UConn versus Kentucky, and this is a Calipari revenge game for 2014. And Kentucky beats UConn 95-86. Remember I told you all that Kentucky has a Final Four national championship offense? I just need to know what defense they're going to play as far as opponents go. Because, I mean, outside of Houston, there's not really a fantastic defensive-minded team in that side. So I don't see them any problem with them getting to the Elite Eight, especially the Elite Eight. I just think that their offense, they had a stretch where they 5 games this year where they scored over 100 points. So they just need to do it in 6 games this time. Maybe not 100, but high 80s to 100. If they can do that, they should easily get to Phoenix this year. So that's what I have. This is my heart bracket, obviously, not my mind bracket. So, but this is the one I'm rolling with.
Sounds
all right.
good.
Yeah,
Up until Kentucky wins the national championship, but you lost me there.
It's the best chance that Cal's had in the past 9 years, so he might as well try to take advantage of it.
Yeah, see, that's why I can't put Arizona or San Diego State as the champion. Every time I do that, they get eliminated within the first round or 2.
Wasn't Arizona a 2 seed when they lost, like in the first round one time?
Sounds correct. I don't know. They definitely
I'm gonna look that up for you.
They kept on failing at the Sweet 16 for a long period of time. They couldn't get past the Sweet 16. I know that much. There was a stretch when they had Sean Miller back in the day.
They did to Princeton.
Yeah.
And 2000. Oh yeah, Oh whoops. This is maybe a little last year's tournament. They lost to Princeton. The only reason that it got downplayed was because of FDU. So you can thank FDU because no one remembers this.
Yeah,
I don't vividly remember. It's like feels like it was way in the past. No, it was last year.
Yeah, I delete all the bad memories because it's like if they're not going to win it, I generally I just loosely pay attention until you get to the Final Four because all the fun in March Madness is the first round, in my opinion. The first 2 rounds are just like pure, it's madness, and then after you get past the first 2 rounds, minus the Cinderellas, I find it it gets a little less crazy. Also, the fact that the games are in the middle of the workday make it hard for me depending on what I'm doing at work. So it's hard to always watch these games, but I
Yeah.
definitely remember Arizona disappointing me more than making me happy. So
11 times in March Madness history has the 15 seed beat the 2 seed. It's happened twice to Arizona. So 2 of the 11
there was
times.
2 times. Oh,
Yeah.
God. Oh,
2 times.
yeah. Call me when
That's
they're
rough.
at least in the Elite Eight, and then I'll take their madness run a little more seriously.
They lost to, I think you said Princeton already.
yeah.
And the other one was Long Beach was the other one. So there you go.
Poor Arizona.
All right. Well, the official March Madness. I wanted to just touch base on this. I was talking to Michael about this before we started. Madness has already begun. What the hell was Virginia doing last night? Because they sure as hell wasn't playing basketball.
That's how they've been all year. They're terrible. They
I don't
play
know how-
defense and can't play offense. Like it's
Please explain to me how Virginia made the tournament and St. John's didn't. I don't understand. That was a bad look
someone needs to be
for the
fired.
committee. Huge. At 25%. 25%. They shot 17% from 3. And
Oh my God.
in the first half, they had a 9-minute stretch where they didn't score. Half. Let's make it worse. They had a 10-minute stretch of not scoring. A single point.
Oh, we lost you there for the last second. You froze.
Oh, we're still losing you.
Oh no. The Louisville internet.
Stop downloading porn.
Okay. I can see you moving.
Whoa. Now
Okay.
I think we're good.
You just lagged a little bit too. Oh my God.
I saw Chad
of us?
lagging, but
Is that a
I seen
Discord
you
problem
lag,
there?
and I saw Michael just lagged
I
too.
don't know.
I think we're good now.
Okay.
So what were you saying about?
All right. So Virginia, first half last night, they went scoreless for 9 minutes in the first half. 9. Second half, they went 10 minutes without scoring. That's 19 minutes of the game they didn't score a point.
That's almost half the game. That is just wild. That's just insane. I can not.
How do
believe
you
that.
allow a team like that into the tournament? Mind blowing.
It's
All right.
unbelievable. And you know they're robbing us of actual good games that could have been had with St. John's and Seton Hall getting in the tournament. They'd be higher seeds. They'd be fun to watch. But now they had let fucking Virginia in. Ridiculous.
Where is Virginia in the bracket? I don't even.
They were
remember.
a play-in game. They were
They were playing a game,
State.
a 10 seed play-in game.
Oh, we're talking about the play-in game.
Colorado
okay.
State beat the fuck out of them because they're god awful.
Yeah.
That's right. No, I don't know why.
Oh, did you see the
Let the madness begin.
Virginia's athletic director was
You got
liking tweets about how bad the Virginia basketball team is.
No.
Yeah, she got
Wow,
caught.
what an idiot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'd be mad too if my basketball team was that bad. Oh wait, I am mad because my basketball team is worse than
I don't
that.
even know if that basketball team would survive a high school tournament.
I think Louisville could beat them.
Probably. I mean, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see that game.
I don't even think we made the NIT. I don't even think we got
really?
No. We didn't even get double-digit wins.
Did you guys see some teams are turning down their invitations to NIT? Syracuse and stuff?
Yeah, UNC did that last year. It's going to come back to bite them in this tournament. It's called karma.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know why it is. It's the NIL, and they put the transfer portal before the freaking tournament invites come. Like, can you just put the transfer date a few weeks later after that? So, like, because there's some guys going to make NIL money, but there's college basketball players who are going to go on and become like teachers and insurance salesmen, and this is their last chance to play, and you just told them, nope, sorry, your career already ended. I know we had a chance to play, but you just gotta end it now. So NIT is gonna die if they don't fix that.
Yeah, Villanova was the 1 seed.
Mm,
That shows you how good the tournament is.
right. Well, the official start of March Madness is tomorrow, so the bracket will be set, and let's see. Do games start at noon or do they start at 1?
I thought it started like 12:10.
Noon. Okay.
12:10.
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard it was noon. That's East Coast
12:15.
time.
Sorry,
So
12:15. First game,
9:15.
Michigan State versus Mississippi State. Yes, 9:15 for all you Californians and other communist states over there.
That game's on CBS.
Yes. So all these games will be on CBS, True TV, TNT, and TBS.
Correct. Kentucky opens up against Oakland tomorrow night at 7:10. So, looking forward to that. Get it started, dude. Oakland's coach came out and said, "We got the perfect draw." Okay.
That's the
All
dumbest
right.
thing you could say.
You're gonna get beat 112-40,
Yeah.
and you're gonna be mad.
Kentucky can turn on the Jets, and I don't know if Oakland.
They have SEC Freshman of the Year. They have NCAA Sixth Man of the Year, and they have a first team All-American on Kentucky's team. They have 3 players that are shooting above 40% from 3. One of them is shooting above 50% from 3. You cannot leave them open. And it's going to Oakland has that's the last thing you need to do is motivate a hungry team.
Yeah, let's just say that Michigan State beat them, beat the shit out of them. Dayton beat the shit out of them. Like all the teams that you would think would win have won against them. So
right,
this is a classic trying to lull people into the crazy 4-13 and think, oh yeah, maybe they have a chance. You know what they have a chance of doing? Possibly, maybe covering the spread or covering the over. But they're not winning. They're probably winning because of the spread.
Give me double the spread. Give me I don't even know what the spread is. Give me
13.5.
13.5, so that'd be 27 double. Yeah, I'll take. Give me 27. I'll take 27 on that.
I mean, anything's possible. You never know.
Well, yeah, but yeah, give me 27. I have Kentucky plus 27. All right. Madness talk for now is over. I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about come Saturday.
Sure, we'll all be mad at our brackets.
Oh yeah, and all my bets will lose, so that's cool too.
Are you doing individuals? Just
I'm
single games?
I'm doing some parlays. I'm doing some round robin parlays.
Yeah. Okay. A little bit of everything.
Oh yeah. If you want Kentucky to win by 19.5, it's a plus 200.
Damn, is that the highest it goes?
Yeah, that's as high as I can get it.
Damn. All right. Well, for now, let's talk about something other than college basketball. And like I said, we'll talk more about it come Saturday.
Oh, wait,
in the NBA.
One more. Kentucky to win by 26 plus is plus 360.
I'll take that bet. I'll take that. Yeah,
I'll
do that tonight. Yep, I'll do that tonight for sure. All right, to the NBA. Y'all remember Isaiah Thomas, right?
Of
Little Isaiah Thomas.
Never forget.
Not the original Isaiah Thomas from the 80s.
Boston Celtics.
The Boston Celtics Isaiah. He signed a 10-day contract with the Phoenix Suns, which I believe he is now active, right?
I think so. I think he got moved up, right?
I thought so too. Let's see. Oh, they're playing the Sixers right now. I wonder if... See if he's in there. Let's see. Not entered the game yet, so I don't know if he's going to play or not.
From Hoops Hype 14 minutes ago, Isaiah Thomas not expected to be in rotation.
Oh, okay.
But he's available. Yeah, he's available.
He's available until Phoenix rotation is fully healthy. So that's what the end quote is here on his
I hope they put him
on the news section.
I hope they do.
Yeah, why not? Throw him in there at the end of a game.
Right.
You know.
They still have his Charlotte's picture on the Suns roster.
Yeah. So something I found out today, I don't know how I didn't hear about this before today, but apparently JJ Redick and LeBron James now have a podcast together.
Whoa. We're advertising other podcasts on our podcast?
Yeah, I recommend none of you go listen to this podcast.
I mean, especially
I'll be
one
boycotting it myself.
Yeah.
If anyone else wants to join.
I would say everybody who's listening to this podcast, go give it 1 out of 5 stars and leave some bad reviews. Sounds like a terrible idea, in my opinion.
I like the JJ Redick one, but the other one I can't get on board.
Yeah. 50% of the people in that podcast are not what I want to listen to.
Yeah.
Sure. Right.
And
right.
just-
One of the
it's
greatest basketball minds in history.
Disinformation from China.
He has never said anything that has
Exactly.
improved my life. Yes, his basketball is amazing.
He wants
but,
China to take Taiwan.
His opinions on life and everything is totally skewed.
Well, luckily, this particular collaboration with JJ Redick is basketball only. It is not anything else.
Chinese basketball.
So it's NBA, it's college, it's it's women's basketball too, they said. It's Olympics, it's FIBA.
You kind of lost me there.
I gotta.
I mean,
say
it doesn't
what
matter. I wasn't
is,
going to listen to it anyway, so.
But I caught the first episode today. It's actually not bad. It's really not. For
But you
people
also
that don't,
didn't say it's good, so that's
for people
that's
that
enough
don't
for me
see,
to tune out.
But here's the thing: for people that don't know basketball very well, the first episode benefits them because it teaches them more about the inside of the game and what certain things mean. So it's more of a educational thing for people that don't really know basketball. So you might want to check that out, Michael.
Does he talk about how to flop properly?
Actually, it's funny because they talk about the floppy action play. There's that actual play called floppy.
Yeah, floppy. Yeah.
Where you basically get your best shooter open. But anyway, no, I've only seen the first episode. Apparently, they have 2 episodes out already. So
second one must be about flopping.
Yeah. Yeah, special guest Marcus Smart.
Yep. Yes. I 100% agree.
That's pretty much it for the NBA. Not much has happened. No, I think it's great because you don't get
good for JJ, not for LeBron.
You normally don't get this side of LeBron. You don't.
Yeah, and I don't want it. I mean, I know everyone else does.
It's just you don't get in. You don't get partake in the basketball mind.
If something comes up on my For You page on TikTok before it's banned, and it's this podcast, I'm blocking that person. Every time it comes up, I'm gonna block them. I don't want to see any of it. Unless it's JJ Redick telling LeBron how to shoot threes.
Right.
Which
Well,
apparently he figured out this year how to shoot threes, so
he did because he's shooting a better percentage than Steph. So
yeah, so like
I'll take it. But it hasn't contributed to many wins. So
yeah, Lakers still suck.
It is what it is. By the way, but before we move on, if you look at the standings, if the playoffs were to start or the play-in were to start right now, there is a chance that the playoffs would not have multiple future Hall of Famers. It possibly might not have Steph in the playoffs. You might not have LeBron and AD. You might not have KD and Booker and Beal.
Yeah.
You might not have Kyrie
Luka.
Irving and Luka. I mean, I think it would.
But you'd have to have two of those teams. You will have two of those teams.
You will have two. Yes. Yeah. But the fact that it's probably, there's a good chance that you don't have Steph or LeBron in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's tough. That's tough for the average NBA watcher. Who are you gonna lean on then? In the West, who are you gonna lean on?
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Or Ant-Man. I mean,
yeah.
He's been.
But he can't do it alone.
Mind.
If they don't have Cat, I don't think they can do it. I know that he's insane, but like he can't win every single game for them.
No, but all accounts are Cat will be ready for the playoffs, from what I've seen.
If that's the case, then that'll be different.
Right. Yeah. But I just when I saw that today, I thought that's just crazy to think about that. Two of those four teams, they're not going to be in the playoffs, which would be bad for basketball, no matter which two teams it is. All right. Moving on. Michael, I'll let you take the lead on this one since this is your second favorite sport.
Yeah, so Ohtani had 6 years in Anaheim, 0 scandals. 1 day into the regular season, scandal with the Dodgers. So that just shows you that there's some sort of level of shadiness and bad influence that the Dodgers have on players. Taints the minds of very bright and special players and puts stains on them. Like this news coming out of Ohtani's camp with his translator, who apparently did some illegal wiring to pay off gambling debts. And after this came to light, the Dodgers fired him. And based on Ohtani's contract, which was written, is as soon if they ever fire his translator, Ohtani can cancel the contract and become a free agent. So that is already in play. Ohtani, if he's standing by his translator, or if he feels like the Dodgers made the wrong call, he could just say see ya and go find a new team. So as a Padres fan, definitely
just say baseball
not
fan.
trying to any baseball fan. Yeah, everybody hates the Dodgers. If you're not a Dodgers fan and you're a baseball fan, you need to get Ohtani off the Dodgers and just get some talent off of that roster.
But still make them pay his salary.
Exactly. Till 2040.
Yes.
And so it's a crazy story. It's a scandal. There's probably more details to come out. But yeah, this is something that just came up today.
What if it was Ohtani's gambling debt?
I'm not quite sure what's all over, but this guy could be facing felony charges.
I need to know how he makes $300,000 to $500,000 a year. Apparently, this interpreter, but he's $4.5 million in debt.
This guy said, "I'm terrible at gambling. Never going to do it again. Never won any money. I mean, I dug myself a hole and it kept getting bigger, and I meant it had to be bigger to get out just to keep losing. It's like a snowball effect.
So,
Yeah.
what? So he was borrowing money, probably.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I don't understand how do you get in debt?
Yeah, that far into debt. Unless it's over like the period of like 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
No,
that'll
something's
be.
not adding up to me. It's just when you look at the numbers and I don't know, it's not adding up.
Yeah, I think Otani was giving him some.
Yeah. And this overshadows last night's season opener 5-2 game that appeared to be a pretty good game up until the eighth inning when Padres first baseman Jake Cronenworth had ball go right through his glove. Fire the equipment manager on that one. I don't think you all ever see that. Just straight up glove the ball in the sweet spot of, or glove the ball in the sweet spot of the glove, and just bloop, went right through it. And they broke a that would have ended the inning had he caught that. And instead, they scored 4 runs after that error, which really wasn't an error, more of like a
Malfunction.
malfunction. Yeah, but it's listed as an error, and whatever. It's one game out of 162, so they have 161 more chances to put that one behind them, and another one going tomorrow morning. So that's it in the MLB world. Nothing really else going on other than Dodgers just being tied to all sorts of scandals.
All right. Well, I mean, obviously, you know, let's just say this translator, you know, did things on his own. Maybe Otani doesn't leave because he got screwed over by his translator. You know, maybe it has nothing to do with, you know, maybe there's no ill will towards the Dodgers organization.
I mean, we're all just hoping that,
This-
though. We don't
No,
think it's
you
going to
all are
happen.
hoping.
We don't think it's going to happen, but
I have
the rest
I
of
have a gut
America is
feeling
hoping.
Otani is pissed. He's pissed at the Dodgers. There's already a stain on this
Yeah, there's already a
relationship.
rift. They fired his
Somebody-
translator.
Somebody pooped in his Cheerios.
Yeah,
Man, you all are really trying to manifest this into him leaving.
I'm just reading the tea leaves, as they say.
Right. All right. On to the NFL. So the NFL's Player Association, is it the Players Association? The competition committee made official its proposal to prohibit hip drop tackles, which, if it passes, a defender would face a 15-yard penalty for grabbing the ball carrier with both hands or wrapping the carrier up with both arms and then dropping his hips and lower body and landing on and trapping the runner's legs below. I mean, I just, where are we at? I mean, we're 10 years away from flag football. I mean, how are you can't hit him in the head. You can't hit him now. You can't hit him, tackle him from behind. I mean, what are we? I mean, we're getting to flag football. I mean, that's just reality, right?
Yeah, I mean,
It's kind of stupid, but there was. I remember when we first talked about it. There is like evidence that this is a injury causing play. They took it out of rugby, and it seemed to
they
have
figured
positive
it out.
impact.
They figured it out, didn't they?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have
But what
mixed
is-
feelings about it.
What is football and rugby though? What are they?
Sports?
What kind of sport?
Balls. Sport with balls.
Many people say it's a contact sport, right?
Yes.
No, football and rugby are collision sports. It is a collision sport. There are collisions. People are going to get hurt. It just, like, to me, taking out a part of this is kind of similar to the NBA not allowing players to land under other players. It's the motion of the game.
This is coming from the NFLPA, so you tend to think that it's the owners, the ones trying to protect their investments by preventing more injuries. That's they protect the quarterback. That's why they made all the damn Tom Brady rules. But this is coming from the players, so I feel like the players are like, I don't want to get injured like that, and they probably are looking at the research and the evidence. So it's got to. I feel like whether we like it or not, it's kind of something that maybe was going to have to happen anyways. Eventually.
Here's a quote from that from the link that we have. Quote, the NFL identified 105 hip drop tackles in the 20,000 that were reviewed in the past 2 seasons. So they're taking out 105 of 20,000 and saying, look at this problem that we had. It's not a high percentage. It's just not. So
how about if they injure them, they have the penalty?
Yeah, only penalize if there's an injury.
Yeah, you injured a dude, you get a penalty. Like just like Mark Andrews, just like all these other guys. Like if it's egregious like that, where they actually injure them, why not give a penalty?
It says the players oppose any attempt by NFL.
It can't be like a fake thing.
But see here, I'm gonna revert because it makes more sense in my mind when I revert back to basketball. Okay, so in basketball, when a replay is done to determine if a flagrant foul happened, you know what they take into consideration? How hard the player hit the floor. Why? That shouldn't be in consideration at all. It doesn't matter how hard the player hit the floor. It doesn't matter if the player got hurt. Was the act intentional or not?
Well,
if they can prove that this tackle, that the player intentionally tried to hurt the player, okay, fine.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can
exactly
make that determination.
How are you going to police it?
You say if the player gets injured, you get a penalty. Like,
but then players are going to fake injury.
No, they're not.
For a play or two, they're going to get the 15-yard penalty, and then they're going to be right back out there.
No, they are not allowed to come out of the game. That's the thing. They're not allowed to come back in the game. If they are injured on a hip drop tackle and they get the penalty, they can't come back in the game. They can't just fake it.
I can get behind that. If the player gets hurt, he's not allowed back in the game.
Correct. From a hip drop. Okay. If you get the penalty and everything.
Okay, but that's not how it's going to be policed.
No, it's not. I mean, all this is made up, and it doesn't matter what we say right now because they're just going to ban it. And I have mixed feelings about it. I think it's good to ban it, but I also think it's bad to ban it just because of all the reasons we've said. I'm right in the middle, and I just say if I'm right in the middle, don't ban it.
You know when the talks
NFLPA said
I have a correction to what I said previously. I totally had dyslexia reading the headline. The NFL Players Association makes it clear they oppose changing of the rule.
Yes.
And that they don't want any. It's just going to be too confusing. It's going to be muddy. It's not as clear a day as like the horse collar where you can clearly see when the guy's hand gets in there because it's kind of the same situation. You're pulling a guy from behind. And their legs can get tangled up, but it's hard to. It would be hard to officiate to some extent.
Just like flopping in the NBA, players have trained themselves how to flop in order to get calls.
Yeah,
players
part of the game
are
now.
Going to train themselves to put their legs underneath them when they are being tackled from behind. That will be a training session.
No,
it's
because
going
you
to
can
happen.
get injured. You can get injured doing that.
There's no way to
risk themselves getting injured just to get a call. What?
In a playoff? Could you imagine in a playoff game?
Dude, your
Super
best
Bowl
player.
started.
If you imagine, you
happened in a
imagine your
playoff game.
best player, your Jordan Love or whoever the fuck you think is the best player on the Packers is in the Super Bowl and does that. He fakes the shit, but he actually gets injured. How are you gonna feel? And you all lose the game. There's no way they're gonna do that.
I don't know if the best players are gonna do that. I don't know if they're gonna risk it.
You gotta think about like how much money these guys are getting paid. Do you think like lower level guys that are not getting paid much are gonna risk getting injured like that? I can't see people doing that on purpose.
We've seen people cheat for less. I mean, doing
to get injured though.
I don't know about getting injured, but we've seen people cheat in order to win. I mean,
Dude,
this is just another avenue.
If you're gonna do that and you're risking yourself getting injured,
but
fuck it. I mean, you do whatever you want.
But to be fair, you step on that field, you're risking getting injured. It doesn't matter. I mean,
you're putting yourself in more of a situation, though, Brian. You're putting yourself more in a situation.
Then we're going to get to flag football. That's what's going to happen.
I'm not saying
there's not going to be any more tackling.
That it should be banned. I'm saying that they're not going to start faking it because they can really get injured.
What about
none of the players are going to do that?
What about roughing the passer?
What?
How many quarterbacks have faked getting hit hard in order to, and they fall back, they hit their head,
and they've getting concussions? They're stupid.
But but it's being done, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're giving
quarterbacks are doing that.
Yeah,
exactly.
Stupid.
I'm not saying it's smart. I'm not saying them practicing getting hurt or falling like that is smart.
But that's not.
I'm just saying
that's not as bad as like letting your legs go back and them getting trampled under you and getting rolled up on and possibly tearing an ACL. You're going to be out for a game with a concussion. You're going to be out for a whole year with an ACL.
As to how it feels to fall on his head,
Yeah, that wasn't roughing the
he
passer
doesn't remember.
though.
Well,
he would not remember.
Some people were asking for roughing the passer, but I just compare it to that. I mean, quarterbacks fake getting hit harder than they actually do, and they fall back and they hit their head.
I mean, sometimes, and it's just like I said, it's a concussion. That's not breaking your leg or
sure. I'm not saying every single player that's going to get tackled from behind is going to do that, but there are going to be instances where it's faked.
I disagree.
We'll see. I mean, the NFL is going to have to. They're going to eventually implement this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a matter of time. And then, how are you going to tackle somebody?
You
might as well just give up on the play if you're behind them, right? Just give up. There's no sense in running somebody
pull them down
and pull them down from the side.
I
don't know.
It's that gray area. It's that weird gray area.
You just have to tackle them forward, I guess. You have to just belt.
Can that
jump
be
on their back? Jump on their back like bear hugs them
cannot
from
be
behind.
challenged.
Exactly.
That has not changed.
So that's right, but I'm saying that's a full at a referee's discretion.
Yeah, unless they
there's
do
going to be a lot of controversy.
They're going to do the New York thing where they're not reviewing it, but they're making a decision.
Right.
Yeah, bullshit. You're reviewing it. We fucking know. Everyone knows you're reviewing it. You don't have to lie about it, NFL.
Right.
Like, it's so painfully obvious. So, yeah, I don't know. They're gonna ban it, and it's gonna turn to flag football, and then we're gonna lose the sport completely because everyone's turning soft. Can't get injured. Can't risk anything.
Right. All right. So we had two pretty big signings over the past few days. Bengals signed offensive lineman Trent Brown. Just another positive reinforcement for that line for Joe Burrow. Hopefully it benefits him and he doesn't get hurt again.
They got two Browns at their tackles. They got Brown Jr. at the right tackle and Trent Brown at the left tackle, protecting Joe Burrow.
Hopefully it helps.
Yeah.
Talking about one of the toughest divisions in football.
They'll need it. They definitely need it.
Yeah. And then the other signing was former Chargers receiver Mike Williams, shockingly signing with the Jets.
It's okay. We didn't want him anyways. He's no good.
I think there was better fits for him, but
Yeah, Chargers.
money talks.
Chargers only have 2 wide receivers right now.
Well, they have 4, but only 2 wide receivers that people have ever heard of.
Quentin Johnson, who can't catch, and Josh Palmer.
Bust. Darius Davis and some other guy named Simi Fioku.
Yeah, right. You could have just said those other guys, then we would have been like, yep.
Hey, Darius Davis is a stud kick returner. He did make the Pro Bowl.
We're talking about wide receivers.
John Ross was a stud kick returner. Devin Hester.
Talking about wide receivers right now, not
was
kick
John
returners.
Ross really? I don't even remember John Ross ever
in
being
the college. He was
good for anything. I'm talking about in pros. Darius Davis made the Pro Bowl last year as a kick returner.
I'm talking about wide receivers. I'm not talking about wide receivers that are
Yeah,
kick
well,
returners.
he was stuck behind the deep wide receiver depth chart.
WR1 is Josh Palmer.
Yeah, we have nobody. I know. I'm just trying to make it make sense. We have
There's nothing.
Freaking Greg Roman and Jim Harbaugh, who are notorious ground and pound run scheme. So
surrounding
I guess
him with weapons, huh?
Herbert. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's all signs pointing towards drafting Neighbors or Marvin Harrison Jr. But I mean, I guess based on how everything's going, I wouldn't surprise me if they draft a tackle. Or maybe trade back, but yeah. We'll see how that pans out.
They gotta get a wide receiver. They have to get a wide receiver.
NFL executive told ESPN that Russell Wilson could be released by the Steelers if he doesn't play well during training camp.
Oh, it's an option for them to do that, or they're talking about it.
It says an NFL executive told ESPN. Huh. So I mean, I don't know.
This
saga.
The
Steelers, man.
Doing?
Steelers just don't give a shit about the morale of whoever the quarterback is.
No, but I'm loving it. I love it. I absolutely love this.
They're turning into a dumpster fire, and somebody's gonna get fired.
They have been rumors that Steelers are in the mix to trade for Ayuk from the Niners.
Oh, please, God, no. I have him on my Dynasty League. I want him getting touchdowns and yards. Those he's not going to get to the Steelers.
Nope.
I mean, that would be a pretty solid wide receivers core with him, Deontay Johnson, and Pickens.
Deontay Johnson isn't there anymore. He got traded to Carolina for a toothpick.
He got traded. JK. Never mind. No, they got a good cornerback in return.
Did they?
Yeah. Cornerback Dante Jackson.
Oh, remember the Steelers signed Van Jefferson.
Oh yeah, he's a WR what?
I
think he was WR3. I think he was WR3 on the Rams, right? Oh wait, was he on the Rams last year?
But he's number 2 on the Steelers.
Oof. Tough scenes in Pittsburgh.
Calvin Austin III is their wide receiver 3. Whoever the hell that is.
Woof.
All right.
No relation to Calvin Johnson, Megatron.
Calvin Austin.
Yeah, his name's Calvin Austin.
Well, I thought you said Calvin Johnson. I thought I heard Johnson.
Calvin Austin. Yeah. They still have Pat Freiermuth though. So he's a solid pass catcher.
Yeah, they're gonna be worse than this past year, and they weren't good this past year.
They made the playoffs. They went 10-7. You can't be worse than that. You have to be better than that. You can't make all these moves and then be worse than 10-7.
I mean, they really didn't move up though.
I know, but
you didn't really get better at quarterback. It was kind of like move to a different shitty quarterback.
I mean, to be honest with you, Russell Wilson didn't have a bad year last year. Statistically, he did not have a bad year. He didn't have a great year, but he didn't have a bad one. So I mean, if he could just do that,
I mean, yeah, they were always behind.
twice
so
as
he
good
was,
as what Kenny
so he
Pickett
was
did.
throwing it a lot at the
Well,
end of the
yeah.
game. So
Well, I mean, that's what's going to happen for the Steelers. I mean, he's going to
True.
get the same opportunities.
so just expect another. So expect a 7-win season.
Could this be Mike Tomlin's first ever losing season?
First and last.
Russell Wilson better
Gets fired?
retire if he brings Mike Tomlin's first ever losing record.
Yeah, he'll be cut, and so will Mike Tomlin.
Man, Russell Wilson's career has just really not been anything since he's thrown that Super Bowl interception. Had that not been an interception and a touchdown catch, he'd be a Hall of Famer guaranteed, like Eli. You know, he got 2 Super Bowl rings, and regardless of if he had the same kind of trajectory right now, the 2 Super Bowls would have saved his legacy. But right now, his legacy is on a tailspin.
Real quick, earlier today, we all knew that the Bills released Jordan Poyer and Tre'Davious White.
Yeah.
They just signed safety Mike Edwards today from the Chiefs. So,
good signing.
You know, it's good. It's I mean, you're not going to replace Jordan Poyer.
It's
not
tough.
with that, but it's a solid pick. Mike Edwards went to Kentucky, so you know it's a solid pick, solid signing.
Yeah, so it's probably pretty bad then.
All right. Anything else in the NFL?
Kind of quiet, except for the tampering with Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
I don't know if anything's gonna come of that, but I know the Vikings won't get compensated for it. So,
and apparently, Cameron Sutton is wanted in a battery case.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah,
police cannot find him.
Oh shit!
Bye.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Cameron Sutton's a defensive back for the Detroit Lions.
He's
good.
He's facing a charge of domestic battery by strangulation,
which is
3rd-degree felony punishable by up to 5 years in prison.
Yeah. Yeah, so strangulation is a whole different ball game compared to just like hitting.
Yeah.
One of the guys I work with is on grand jury every week, so he has to go through all these cases, and so there's like all these different cases, and like they learned about the law and stuff, and strangulation is just like, it's like you got your hitting domestic violence, and then you got strangulation is way up here.
Yeah,
it's not good.
That's going to be the only way you're going to be allowed to tackle now in football. Just have to grab him by the neck.
Grab him by the neck.
Maybe he's practicing for the future. Sorry, that came out wrong.
I'll just go through a quick little list here, just the top free agents remaining out there. So Justin Simmons is still unclaimed, all-pro safety that was released by the Broncos. Josh Reynolds, top wide receiver from the Lions, he's out there. Jadeveon Clowney.
Did you just say top wide receiver from?
Hey, he's a promising wide. He's a solid wide number 2.
No. You said top wide receiver.
Number 2. A solid wide receiver.
Do you not remember when I said that Amon-Ra St. Brown is a top 5 wide receiver?
Oh yeah, I mean obviously they don't need Josh Reynolds. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm saying, but he would be a solid number. He's a solid number 2. He's a great number 2 wide receiver. That doesn't mean
I don't think he was. I think he was a 3.
Yeah, because wasn't who's that guy's name? Jamison Williams, right?
He's competing with but he was better than Jamison Williams statistically. I mean,
Jamison Williams had a little suspension he had to serve.
Yeah, he's more consistent. And Josh Reynolds is bad. I mean, he's underrated in my opinion. He's battling with Amon-Ra St. Brown, Laporta, Williamson, and I think he'd be a good pickup for anybody. There's Jadeveon Clowney.
He's solid. I would say solid wide receiver.
And the last two out there, Kyle Duggar is a safety who's on the Patriots. That guy would be a good safety to put on a team. And OBJ's, his name has been floating around out there related to a bunch of other teams.
He's visiting
Obviously,
the Dolphins this week.
Yeah. There's plenty more big names out there, but maybe not as big. Like you said, Tre'Davious White, Xavier Howard, cornerback.
Okay, so still a lot of solid free agents left.
Yeah, a lot. There's a lot to go. So I don't know who's gonna pick these guys up. But
does anyone have any money left? All these big ones got taken. I don't know if anyone's really got that much money left.
Chargers should go out and get Tyler Boyd.
Receiver.
Tyler Boyd's out there.
Yes, that would be solid. Or trade
Yeah,
for.
that's it.
Couldn't you all trade for what's his face from Cincinnati? He wants out.
T. Higgins.
Yeah, T. Higgins. Trade for him.
After watching him screw my fantasy team last year, I would not like him on my team.
That's fair.
All right. Today in sports history, in March 20th, 1989, the MLB announced Reds manager Pete Rose is under investigation. So that started today in 89. And then the following year, the Lakers retired Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's number 33 jersey. And also today is Pat Riley's birthday. He is old as fuck.
Yeah, he's not as old as I thought, though. Oh, 1945. I thought it was 54.
Yes. No,
Okay,
1945.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, he's old as fuck.
Earlier I was talking about, one of the greatest basketball minds in LeBron. You want to talk about another one? Is Pat Riley. A guy that knows how to operate a team from bottom to the top. It is his way and no one else's. And it all started in the 80s when he took over for the Lakers. And
I thought you were going to say it started with his first team, the San Diego Rockets.
No, that is not what I was going to say.
Oh, because that's where he started.
Did you say the San Diego Red Rockets?
Just the Rockets,
Oh,
but their logo is red.
In normal history, just quickly, the electric battery was discovered today in the year 1800. And then half the audience, maybe more, won't be happy about the next one, but in 1854, the Republican Party was started.
Yeah, to get rid of slavery.
Yep.
Republican Party to get rid of slavery.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Just in case anyone needs a history lesson, Republicans gave more of a shit about slaves than the Democrats did.
Very true.
Just because
very true.
The former Republican Party was actually what is now the Democratic Party, if you follow the tryst. So it was called Republican.
So just skip from 1854 to now. Skip, 170 years, and the Republican Party is trying to help everyone out again, but the Democrats aren't listening.
And then one of the craziest things is in 1920, the first flight from London to South Africa took 1.5 months to complete. Isn't that crazy? It took 1.5 months to fly from London to South Africa.
Can you take a train faster?
Well,
Back
there's
then, probably.
ocean.
Wait, where'd it go from?
London to South Africa.
There's what fucking ocean?
What do you mean?
What
there's
fucking
the
ocean?
Mediterranean.
There's the Mediterranean Sea.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. Well,
And
there's a
you
big
don't-
body of water.
And you can.
I wasn't.
It's like 8 miles across in Gibraltar. Which
Yeah,
that's
but I don't-
probably
I
where they
mean,
would have went
is there-
across.
Was there a train there back then? I don't know.
No. There's not a train.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I just when I saw that was that's pretty crazy. A month and a half.
How is that? It wasn't a continuous flight, obviously. They had to make a
No,
lot of stops.
yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, obviously that would not be a continuous flight. Yeah, I just that was the headline. I didn't look into it, so I just grabbed the headline about it. And then sad news. Today's also a birthday to Chester Bennington, lead singer of Linkin Park. He obviously committed suicide many years ago, right after his about a year after his best friend did, and you know, my favorite band of all time is Linkin Park, so I just figured I'd throw in his birthday today and let it be known.
Yeah, I think everyone loves Linkin Park. You know, it was not great to see Chester. And
Yeah.
was his best friend Chris Cornell?
Yes.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
losing those two, oh, God,
huge for music. And
I
I don't know if you're gonna be able to.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't know if you can see. No, you're not gonna be able to see this, but this is the case to my Apple AirPods, and on the front of it is actually "Somewhere I Belong," which is my favorite Linkin Park song. But that's just, you know, that's just where Linkin Park is my favorite, and unfortunately, I never got to see them in concert. So, sucks that he's gone, but they did release a album that they recorded before he passed away, about 2 years ago. So if y'all haven't checked that out, I would recommend it. All right. Anything else? March Madness starts tomorrow.
I can't
I'm
wait.
so excited.
I can't
So
wait. I'm not gonna
excited.
be able to work at all.
I gotta get to bed, guys. I gotta wake up at 2:30 so I can watch this game.
All that just to
Actually,
watch
I
the
wake
Padres
up-
lose.
Hey, man, these games count.
You
True.
know, Otani's interpreter being fired. We don't need Otani to talk.
Oh, I
We
thought
just
you were
need
about
him
to
to
say
hit.
we don't need Otani. Period.
Nah, no.
I was gonna
No.
agree with you on that.
We don't need him to talk. We just need him to hit. That's it. So, but yeah, you have fun waking up at 2:30 and enjoy that. And March Madness starts tomorrow. We'll get into more of it on Saturday, hopefully at full strength. And we will talk to you then. 2 guys, 2 seamen.